New Year's Eve is one of the busiest nights of the year for DUI enforcement in California. Law enforcement sets up sobriety checkpoints, deploys extra patrols, and coordinates saturation units across most counties. That means more stops, more arrests, and more cases moving through the courts at once. The process is the same law as any other DUI, but the volume is much higher, so understanding what happens next matters. When you are arrested for DUI in California, the arresting officer typically takes your physical driver's license and hands you a pink temporary license. That pink form is also a notice that your driving privilege will be suspended, unless you request a DMV administrative per se hearing within 10 calendar days of your arrest. Missing that window means the suspension happens automatically, usually 30 days after arrest. So day one of the new year is not a day to wait. Most California DUI arrests cite Vehicle Code 23152, which is the main DUI statute. It has two common counts: driving under the influence of alcohol and driving with a blood alcohol concentration of 0.08% or higher. Both counts can be charged at once, even from a single arrest. A first offense with no injury is generally a misdemeanor, but aggravating factors, like a very high BAC, a minor in the car, or an accident, can change the picture significantly. A first DUI conviction in California typically carries probation of 3 to 5 years, a base fine that mandatory penalty assessments multiply several times over, a DUI education program of 3 or 9 months depending on your BAC, and a license suspension. Jail time on a first offense is often converted to work release or a program, but it is possible. Results vary based on the facts of each case. After a first DUI with no injury, you generally have two paths to keep driving during the suspension period. You can install an ignition interlock device, often called an IID, for roughly 6 months and keep a full license with no restrictions. Or you can skip the IID and accept a restricted license that covers driving to work, school, and your DUI program only. The IID is not automatically required on a first offense without injury. It is a choice, and the right one depends on your situation. A DUI conviction stays on your DMV public driving record for 10 years, which is the period insurers and most employers can see it. However, the DMV keeps an internal record permanently, and that internal record counts as a prior if you are ever arrested again. Even if a conviction is later expunged under Penal Code 1203.4, meaning the plea is withdrawn and the case dismissed, it still counts as a prior DUI for sentencing purposes on any future arrest. Understanding that distinction matters for any decision you make going forward. A New Year's Eve DUI arrest is a serious situation, but you have real decisions to make quickly, starting with that 10-day DMV deadline. I'm Joel Brand, a California DUI lawyer. This is general information, not legal advice. If you want a free written case analysis, it is at DUI.guru.